This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, hello there, hello there. It's Jeff Carradome welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe on this day. And on this day, December the 15th, in 2019, the Oakland Raiders were no more. They moved to Las Vegas. Now, the Raiders franchise moves are nothing new. The Oakland Raiders were created in 1960 to be part of the AFL so that they could be a legendary team. California got their AFL squad, trying to compete with San Francisco and Los Angeles in the NFL. The Raiders were a decent team and all that. When Al Davis came in to be the owner, he was an icon. He brought John Madden into the world as coach at such a young age. It was funny. Anyway, the Raiders were the second Super Bowl victims of the Green Bay Packers in Super Bowl II. You know, Vince Lombardi's last hurrah before he went to Washington and then died a year later. However, the fact of the matter was that Oakland was pretty good. The black hole, the silver and black, Oakland Coliseum, you know, being the black hole and all that stuff. It was a good place. The Raiders, remember, got skunked by Pittsburgh in the Immaculate Reception game. And then that's when Al Davis started his whole NFL's out to get us philosophy that the Raiders would always get shortchanged on a lot of things. Especially the cold field, the icy field at Three River Stadium when the Raiders were playing Pittsburgh in the 1975 or was it 76 AFC title game. But, you know, they figured that it was a conspiracy. Everything was a conspiracy, including that play in the 1978 AFC title game between the Raiders and the Broncos that Oakland thought they had picked up a fumble for a touchdown. But then they were told that no, it didn't happen that way. Denver got the ball for a touchdown. The play was called dead. The one big lie, if you will. So the Raiders were dominant. They did win Super Bowl 11 against the Minnesota Vikings. And it was great to see Ken Stabler get a ring and John Madden especially get a ring. Madden would leave a couple years later, mostly because of his fear of flying. But anyhow, the Raiders were still decent. They had a great squad. But then 1982 came along. Al Davis was pissed off with the city of Oakland and wanted to move the team to Los Angeles to get a little bit more money and maybe more credence. The NFL wouldn't let him move, but he filed his antitrust suit and was allowed to move the team to Los Angeles. Why? I don't know, because Oakland was a great place to be for a football team. Anyway, the Raiders went to Los Angeles, won the title as the LA Raiders in 1984, crushing the Washington Redskins. Yes, I'll say that. 38-9. And all that. So anyway, the LA Raiders were okay and all that. But the 84 campaign was its high watershed. I mean, the Raiders struggled along. Marcus Allen was okay. They had to go through so many quarterbacks, some after Jim Plunkett left. And, you know, Bo Jackson was on the Raiders, but then he got hurt against the Bengals, and that was the end of his football playing career. And then, for some strange reason, Al Davis decided to move the team back from LA to Oakland for 1995. He got approval. The worst part about Los Angeles was that they lost the other team, the LA Rams. They moved to St. Louis. So the Oakland Raiders were back in business. And the worst part about it was that it's totally screwed the baseball team, the Oakland Athletics, up. Why? Because, you know, they share the stadium. The baseball team didn't have to share with the football team anymore, so they decided to refurbish their stadium like an open-air stadium that was much better and all that. But once the Raiders came in, Al Davis wanted a closed stadium for 70,000 fans, and it turned Oakland Coliseum into a monstrosity, to say the least. It forced Oakland to play home games in Las Vegas because the renovations were not done on time. So the Oakland Raiders were back for the 95-96 season. So they were going to take Oakland Oba, oba, oba. But the Oakland Raiders were not that bad. Unfortunately, the Raiders did get to Super Bowl 37, but got knocked out by Tampa because, stupidly, Oakland never changed their playbook. And John Gruden, after going from Oakland to Tampa, knew Oakland wasn't going to change their plays. So that's why he outsmarted them. Did you not think about changing the playbook? Regardless, the Raiders were okay and all that. Didn't win a Super Bowl in their second trip back to Oakland. But then things happened. The Raiders' move from Oakland to Las Vegas, as I said in 2019, was the accumulation of the fact that there were failed attempts by Mark Davis after taking over from his late father Al to renovate or replace the Oakland Coliseum, one of the worst stadiums in the NFL. NFL team owners approved that move to Las Vegas in 2017. But the Raiders became the third team in the 2010s to move. The Rams left St. Louis back to Los Angeles. Kind of stupid, if you ask me. And the Chargers would move from San Diego back to Los Angeles, in a sense. So LA got two teams again. But mostly because of San Diego's stupid owner, the Spanos family. So anyway, Oakland basically had a lot of issues. They couldn't do anything to bring things there. Oakland Coliseum sucks. I mean, it's not a good stadium. The A's played in it, and they probably played in it to try to get a psychological advantage over their opponents. And all that. That's possible. There were rumors that the Niners and Raiders were going to share Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, but the Niners went ahead of Oakland and broke ground on their stadium. All that. Anyway, the mayor of Oakland, unveiled an ambitious project that was supposed to improve the sports facilities of all three major league teams in the city: the Raiders, the A's, and the Golden State Warriors. It looked pretty good. All that. Unfortunately, though, the Warriors would move to San Francisco. The Golden State Warriors would move their team to San Francisco and all that. And the A's might be relocating to maybe Las Vegas. But rumors were circulating that the Raiders were going to move to San Antonio instead of Las Vegas, well, in 2014. But the Alamodome had artificial turf, and the Raiders were not really too happy with that. So the Raiders wanted to build a privately financed stadium in Carson, California, if they were moved back to Los Angeles and all of that. The Raiders could have moved to back to Los Angeles. However, because the Rams were moving to Los Angeles, they didn't think it was a smart move. And the NFL did leave the possibility of the Raiders moving back to Los Angeles by 2020 and playing in that new stadium, but didn't happen because the Chargers moved to Los Angeles instead. So the Raiders were not too happy. So Las Vegas managed to get the team and all that. So it was not really the best thing in the world, but it was just terrible. All that. Lots of things happen in the world. All that. So It's a gigantic issue, if you ask me. But the Raiders are now in Las Vegas. We have to deal with it, like it or not. Anyway, I'm drunk diving. I do.